You all know the drill. Hit it!
We got a studio.
So we're gonna start over because we always have to start over because Chris forgets to introduce the super important things like, what are we called?
Yo, we completely forgot about that.
You always forget about
always
it.
Forget about
I really need to start the episodes. Hi guys, and welcome to SuperFunPack Moviecast, episode 23.
Is it 23?
Hold on. 2-3. And today we're reviewing Deadpool Dose.
Yeah!
So, today, instead of doing 2 videos like we did last time for Infinity Wars, we're just going to do 1. And we're going to split it up into spoiler or non-spoiler sections as our normal format. Why? Because it's actually really hard to make 2 videos. And when you're in a PhD program, you don't have that much time. So, I'm sorry. But hey, guys, I got my first paper published. So if you want to read about it, you can't because you don't know my full last name. But whatever.
Well, they can find it.
They can find it. It's about
not hard.
Stuff. Don't give people ideas. Yeah, so that's done. Also, I got funding for 1 more year. Whoop, whoop. So much going on in my life. So sorry for the delay.
Dr. Jennifer, almost happening.
No. So thank you.
Like Dr. Doom.
I don't like calling myself doctor beforehand because it's like
Jinx.
So stop. Yeah. Always interrupt me. Always lose my train of thought. Whatever. We're gonna start with the review now because I don't know what I was gonna say. So, thing. I get very passionate when I feel that my opinion is right and yours is wrong, and Chris and I disagree about this movie.
Yeah, we do. But that's also very, very mean thing to say. How are you right? It's opinion.
I said what I think I'm right. I didn't say I am right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Please drop it.
Our dog has picked up the sun. If you guys remember A Quiet Place, this is that character, and it will be making a reappearance, apparently, because he found his toy, which is a squeaky sun. This is Squeaky Sun 2, actually, because he killed the first one.
Yeah, he killed the first one. He tore it apart.
But we should start talking about Deadpool, because we've been back for like 5 minutes.
We got distracted by Puppy. I think this is a little bit better than the first movie. I think tonally it's on par. It's always been very like he always says it in the beginning of the movie. It's like, oh, this is a love story, or this is a family story. This is
right. He follows the exact same thematic elements as in the first movie.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's always a revenge story. With Deadpool, for some reason, it's always revenge.
Yeah, because he's an anti-hero. Makes sense. Heroes don't get revenge. It's kind of the second part about being a hero.
Well, Spider-Man got
Well,
revenge.
I disagree with Chris. I think it's slightly worse than Deadpool 1. Worse being not as good because I actually like Deadpool 1 a lot. Yeah, I thought it was just as meta, campy, jokey, whatever, adjectives you would have used to describe it. I thought it was all of that. And, obviously they maximize it, but I thought that the one thing that two things kind of that they should have improved and they didn't. And this could be a credit to the fact that Deadpool 1 was in production for such a long time, so they really got to fine-tune everything. Is that I don't think that their character development was as good as in the first one. Like, you can be jokey, you can be campy, but I still think you could have really strong characters who all have clear motivations, and I didn't think some of them had clear motivations, but maybe their characterization and their characters weren't as good, and some of them had no motivations, but were interesting characters. So it was this weird issue that they had with a lot of the characters, and also I thought that the plot was just not that good, and maybe it didn't feel good because I didn't care about the characters, because the characters I felt were poorly written, but I mean, it's really hard to care about
Ghost.
Deadpool in a way, because Deadpool can't die, so you feel nothing for him in a weird way.
Yeah.
So you have to rely on those secondary characters to give some. So in the first movie, you care about Vanessa because he cares about her so much, and you want her to, flourish, or you want to get together. But in this movie, I didn't care about anyone else, and I knew Deadpool wasn't gonna die because he's Deadpool. So it was.
Jesus, Ghost.
Now he's playing with this mouse. Ghost, give mommy. Come here. Come here. Here. Come here. Keep talking.
Yeah, dead air.
Come here.
No, I could kind of see where you're coming from with that, but when I see the first movie, it was its basic rom-com type of thing, except it wasn't. And you have that character of Vanessa that can be your grounded basis and stuff like that. While in this one, in this one
I
you
tried.
don't.
I'm sorry, guys. Just speak louder.
In this one, you don't really get that.
Yeah, character. Vanessa doesn't act like as a grounded character as she did in the first one.
No, she acts like a different character, but we'll get into that more in spoilers. But you get Deadpool being the most Deadpool he's ever been. Like, from movies to comics to video games even. He's very...
I don't think he was more Deadpool in Deadpool 2 than he was in Deadpool 1. I think they're the same Deadpool, just different situations. But I don't think that he was more Deadpool. I just think it was completely different situations, and hence he reacted differently.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I thought. I think his characterization was the same. I think it was just not more or less. I do think the violence and the gore was more, which I don't actually think was necessary at all. But
have you read a Deadpool comic?
You can make your own twist on things, Chris, and I don't like gore. So
Well,
what's wrong with them having a version of it that's less gory?
That's
nothing.
That's not how it works, though. Because they did that, but they also butchered the character.
Who?
When they did Deadpool the first time.
What do you mean they butchered the character?
The silent Deadpool that you got at the X-Men Origins.
I'm talking about Deadpool 1, the movie. We're not talking about Origins, because we're comparing 1 and 2 right now. I don't understand why all of a sudden this you're talking about one thing, the violence. Not even violence. Deadpool 1 was just as violent as Deadpool 2. I'm just talking about the gore. Deadpool 2 definitely had more gore than Deadpool 1. I don't like gore. I liked that Deadpool 2 was able to be violent, be fun without the gore. So I don't understand why they need more gore. You said, well, it's like the comics, and I'm saying, what's wrong with taking your own thing and twisting it a little bit? And maybe it's a credit because it's a different director.
Well, the thing is, with Deadpool in particular, it's because he can't die, and you need, like, yeah, you could show people getting shot in the face and stuff like that.
They showed him cutting his hand off in 1.
Yeah, they did.
I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying this one, it felt gorier. I don't know. No, there definitely was more.
There's definitely more.
So obviously they showed it in the first one, and I had no problem. I'm just saying that they had more in this one, and I'm going, why? Why did you need more gore? Because I know they wanted to do more everything, but I don't know.
It's just the fact that, like, it's funny to see Deadpool, a man who cannot die, and get messed up.
You think it's funny?
Yeah, because it's kind of slapsticky at this point. I don't find it like, oh, why did it have to go all over the top? It's at this point where it's just like,
it's not.
It's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon
it's not
to me.
Oh my god, slapsticky. I mean, in Deadpool 1, when he's fighting Colossus with all his broken limbs, that's slapstick. That was funny. And one of the fight scenes, he uses his broken arm in a very clever way in Deadpool 2. That was slapsticky, and that was funny. But what happened to him at one part with his body, that was not slapsticky. That was just gory.
It was also slapsticky.
No, it's gory, and it's probably gonna give me nightmares, just like playing with the chords, just like Until Dawn did. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, it definitely was more. It's exactly what Ryan Reynolds promised. He said they're gonna bring more, and they did. It's still really funny. There's a lot of laughs. They definitely are. They're actually more meta in this one. He breaks the fourth wall quite a bit. And I think
he didn't do that much in the first one.
No, he did.
No, like he broke the fourth wall, but at the same time, he didn't do it as frequently.
This one, he did it a lot, and I think it just goes to they decided let's just pump it up, and they just did everything a lot more. So there's that, and it was funny. And that song from Celine Dion is actually used in the film, which I enjoyed.
A lot, actually.
Yeah, I enjoyed. And they had some original songs in there, which were hilarious. So, overall, I thought, fun movie. I don't think I would pay to see it. I would wait for it to come out on DVD and just enjoy it at home. Popcorn. This is something I forgot to mention, but there's one other part that maybe I didn't like as much as... And I think this goes back to what I was saying about the characters. I wasn't as absorbed into this movie as I was with Deadpool 1, and I noticed a lot more the CGI. It was heavy. They were very heavy-handed with their CGI, and it was apparent.
Which is weird, because the first one had more CGI.
I mean, there's literally a part where Cable and Deadpool are in the same scene, and they're standing in front of, like, trees or something, and you can tell that it's a green screen. And I was like... I shouldn't be able to tell that you're not in actually, like, a tree area.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, in this one, there are glaring things where you go, like, well, that was definitely CG. And then... Oh, you can see. Yeah. But in the first one, like, I could tell that all day. I'm like, CG. Even to the point of Deadpool's body.
Yeah.
Like, where there shouldn't be CG in it. Like, he could be just talking to someone, and he's CG, and I'm like, okay, that's weird, and that's in the first one. This one, they didn't rely on that too much, except for his face, because you need to show him, like, squint, get mad, open his eyes, and stuff like that.
Oh, you mean when he has the Deadpool mask on?
Yeah. But overall, it was like, you could see the body wasn't as...
I mean, I agree with that part, but there definitely was so much... I don't even know if they did... Sounds like water, and I freak out that it's our dog. I don't know. All the fight scenes, obviously they used CGI, but it was apparent this time. It was very apparent. In almost every fight scene, it was apparent. It was where CGI was. And Chris made an interesting point that he thinks that that's because a lot of this film was actually set during the day.
Yeah, and the second one too, but...
Yeah, I'm talking about the second one.
No, I mean, sorry, the first one. Sorry. The first one and the second one have a lot of day shots involving a lot of CGI. I think this one got better CGI by the end, because it was filmed in a darker area.
Yeah.
But as, every time you see a day shot, and you see, like, Colossus come up, you go... Yeah, it's Colossus. But you could tell it's CG because they're doing a metal man. Well, we'll just go into spoilers at this point because I think we pretty much covered our bases. Except
I can't remember because Chris fucked up and we had to redo this whole thing. And I can't remember what we said, so I'm getting a little confused on what I've said and what I haven't, which, sorry for the jumping around. So let's go into spoilers then?
Yeah.
I fucking hate that they use that goddamn fucking trope all over again, okay? I hate in action movies when they kill a fucking woman so they can further push along the man's stupid story, okay? Why the goddamn fuck did they have to kill Vanessa? Okay.
And it's not even a spoiler. That's, like, first thing in the movie.
Yeah, it's literally first thing in the movie, okay? And then they literally are like, you should have known. Like, this is Deadpool. And I should have known. This is Deadpool. But it's not even that it's Deadpool. It's not even that they killed Vanessa. Like, kill her, whatever. My problem is that this is... Deadpool's supposed to be... Chris made the thing. He's like, well, Deadpool's unique and different. And my whole point is... killing a woman in order to be the motivation for a man's catalyst of change. Be it she's murdered, she's raped, she's kidnapped. We have a series of movies about that. It's a trope that I think is just outdated, sexist, misogynistic. even if you don't mean it to be. And in every movie by itself, maybe it isn't sexist or misogynistic. But by seeing these movies over and over and over again, which are constantly using the same trope and idea of female pain spurring a male story and furthering along his character development where she's left to rot in the ground, it's just, it's grating to me and it's starting to get irritating. And so right off the bat, the movie did that, and I was just turned away from it a little bit.
I think that's you went in with high expectations, and then you saw that and you got completely soured to the whole thing.
I mean, it's not even that. I'm able to still watch a movie and enjoy it for what it was, and I still liked it, but, you know, if I ever could talk to Ryan Reynolds about it, I would tell him that. I was like, there's so many other things that they could have done besides that to make a good movie. They always do two things to a woman in a second sequel. They either kill her, or they make her break up with him and they make her a bitch. I guess those are the two options of a love interest, because they almost don't know what to do with the love interest, because they're like, well, how do we get him to grow? And I think it's really interesting that usually that's what happens. Because I remember you and I were talking about this, and I was saying, please don't make her break up with him. Please don't make her become a bitch, because that's what they do a lot of the times. But they went with the killing route, and that's also something that's used over and over again. Now, by itself, is it effective plot in this movie or event in this movie? Yeah, it works. But I think that the writers could have been more creative and come up with more clever way to spur the character of Deadpool along and to further along this plot than just, let's just kill the main female character.
Well, the thing is, because...
Also, the only female character besides Negasonic Teenage Warhead, that's from the first movie to the second movie.
Yeah, and then the one bad lady that they captured.
But she's never seen.
Yeah, she's not in this movie.
So she's not in 2.
Yeah. But, I understand, like, with the tropiness of it, but my counter to that is, what do you do? How do you get Deadpool to get off his ass?
I was already thinking of multiple options, and I was like, what if he can't have kids? That could have been a motivation to spur him along.
Maybe. Or he'll just go maybe adopt, and that's...
You're saying maybe, but they didn't write that, so you don't know what they would have done. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, you can come up with different options besides those two, and they limit themselves by doing it. It could even be something, I don't know, she doesn't want him to have a life of crime, so he decides to try and join the X-Men and tries to become more of a hero, and maybe, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that they could have done, but they didn't. They just went with this one thing, which I kind of see as almost the easy way out. Which maybe they did it because they're like, people know we're going to do that because that's what's going to happen. So let's do it, because then let's counter what everyone will expect. Because why would we do that after we just made the first movie, which is a love story? So maybe they thought that they were being, like, twisty on us. But, I mean, I knew going in, I was sitting there going, there's one of two options that are going to happen. And I was hoping that they weren't. I really was. But I knew that it was, because she wasn't in any of the trailers except for that one kissing scene that's in the trailers. Or she smiles at him sometimes.
Yeah, and she's in the movie a lot, though.
Yeah, but that... I don't know. That's just my one thing. Call me a feminist. I'm a feminist, but I think it was disappointing, and I think this whole movie didn't do a very good job with their female characters. Domino has no characterization almost.
She has no character in the comics either.
I mean, but it's their movie. They can make a character. That's the whole, you keep saying, but it's in the comics.
The thing is, like, she does have a backstory in the comics and stuff like that.
You don't need to give her a backstory, but you need to give her a clear motivation in this movie. The whole reason why she's in this movie,
She just wanted to tag along.
She just wanted to tag along. That's not a motivation. Like, it's nothing. Teenage Warhead, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Who is she?
In this movie, she's
no one.
She's a nothing.
And she was nothing in the first one too. So, and there's one more character who just says hi. So the four main characters in this whole movie that are female have no character, i.e., almost zero motivation, and the one that does gets killed. So Deadpool and people who work on Deadpool. Maybe you should work on that a little bit. I think you should.
I find it fine. Because I don't see the big issue, and I understand like there's nothing characters, but half of this cast were nothing characters, and that's not just a male woman like
Okay.
thing.
It has nothing to do with if the movie's bad, but I think if you're a giant Hollywood blockbuster with over $50 million budget, you can make good characters. And if you're gonna kill your main female character, you goddamn should have some other female characters in there that are actually characters and not just more plot devices. I'm just asking for character development. Some character. Something. Even Cable's wife and daughter were murdered too, and that was his plot device as well. All the women were murdered in this movie.
Nope. Not all the women.
Okay. All the female love interests were murdered in this movie, guys.
When you go around and going and saying like coming
No!
up, oh shit, he's chewing on the wire.
Get the bowl out.
Like, it gets hard to talk about this because yes, the tropes are there, but the tropes also create revenue. It sucks, yeah, but at the same time, this is how
the tropes don't create revenue. Star Wars, Force Awakens, and those don't have.
Force Awakens followed every Star Wars trope.
Yeah,
ever.
and they put it with the woman. That was against the trope.
No, it wasn't. You just fucking swapped. You just go we're doing the same story. We're just putting a girl in this time.
Yeah, so it was the same trope. You can do tropes obviously and still have a female character. I'm just asking. Don't do the one trope that's the worst, which is just to kill someone.
I don't think that's the worst.
I do, and
I think the Braveheart trope is the worst.
Braveheart trope is the same fucking thing as this trope. They killed his love interest in Braveheart. He went out for revenge. This is literally Deadpool's motivation in the beginning of this movie. That's what started the movie. That was the catalyst for the whole movie. You just proved my point. But obviously we disagree. So that's one point. What was the other thing we disagreed about?
We disagreed about everything in this movie.
I like the montage sequence at the beginning when they show what Deadpool's been up to.
Yeah, it's just becoming a contract killer.
It was very Deadpool-esque. Sorry, we're looking at the camera timer because, as we mentioned before, we don't have a camcorder, so we get cut off at 29
minutes. 29 on the dot.
So, keep having to look.
Yeah, they had a really cool montage sequence in the beginning. I thought what they did with Vanessa was weird. Not in the sense of Ghost, get away from that. Not in the sense of they killed her off. They made her a character that's not her character. What are you doing?
Nothing.
You're mouthing shit. She became Death in this.
No, she wasn't Death.
No, she didn't physically become Death. Her character was Death.
She wasn't Death. She was a spirit.
Okay, so from Deadpool comics, this is every interaction where he dies. He goes back, sees Death, tries to be with her, and he gets snapped back.
But she's not Death.
She's not. I'm not saying that. They made Vanessa this character, though.
Okay, but she's not Death. You said she's taking on the characteristics of Death. The character Death.
Yeah.
But she is not the character Death.
No, she's not the character Death.
But she's taking on the characteristics. How?
Everything that happens to Deadpool in the comics or whatever, she always does the same thing. She gives a cryptic message. Mm-hmm. And Deadpool goes, "The fuck does that mean?" Gets snapped back.
Alright, so she is filling the role of Death in this movie.
And then she's like, "I want to be with you."
So you didn't like that?
Huh?
You didn't like that? Or you said it was weird?
I thought, when they showed her for the first time, I was like, oh, so it's just maybe a dream sequence. Then I realized, after the second or third time, it's not that. Mm-hmm. It's, they made Death, but made it Vanessa.
Yeah, because they don't have time to introduce a whole new character.
Or they might not have the rights to it.
Or even the aspects of Death. The idea of Death.
Yeah.
and an afterlife. They barely touched on that, so maybe they didn't want to deal with it. It's kind of a convoluted issue. I mean, in a comic book, you have, pages and pages and pages and pages.
It's very convoluted
right?
all over the place.
You have so much time to deal with it. Have you guys seen our dog? He's super cute. So maybe that's why they didn't. Hey guys, I burned 2,000 calories. My Fitbit just told me that. So.
But they made Vanessa the Death character, and that what she's saying was basically what drove Deadpool along.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, kids, save the kid, save the kid. And it's like, family, I need a family of my own, or something, something to care for. And that was his main motivation throughout the whole film. Yeah, she died, but it never felt like she died because you see her every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they killed off her character, but they brought her back within 20 minutes. And they're like, hey, yeah, I'm basically going to be your pushing force into what I want you... Not what I want you to do, but what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Ghost.
And,
he almost, forced his way through.
And then, with Cable, they had to give him a very tragic backstory. I don't really know Cable's backstory too much. Except for the fact that he's Cyclops and Jean Grey's son.
Yeah.
Then there's the assembly of X-Force, because Deadpool's saying that X-Men is a sexist name, so we're gonna be X-Force.
X-Force is not a team you want to be a part of. They fucked up X-23.
Personally, every character in X-Force, Bedlam, Peter, Shatterstar, they had more in their commercial, in their trailer, than they actually did in this film. They actually got to fight in the trailer and film. In the trailer than in the film. They all just get torn apart immediately.
Yeah, it was funny.
And then, we find out that the big bad isn't Cable, even though Cable is trying to kill this kid, because this kid in the future kills his family. The big bad is actually
the
Juggernaut.
Kid. Oh.
And the kid wants revenge, and Deadpool's trying to stop him. So
I actually think the kid's the big bad in this, not Juggernaut.
He's the biggest instigator. He's not the big bad.
I mean, I feel like if he had gone for it, he could have killed all of them. He just didn't.
Maybe. But that that tells you in itself he's not really a bad person. He's just been tortured enough to be pushed to an edge, and he just wants help. Because then he would just kill everyone.
I mean, that's the whole nature versus nurture thing, right?
Yeah. So
maybe he is a bad person. You don't know.
Because he's been pushed to that point.
You don't know. Maybe he's always had it in him. Maybe he's just always been a bad guy.
Because by the...
We don't know, because we don't know anything about this character.
I don't even know if they made him up.
We know nothing. It's exactly what I was saying in my discussion of this movie.
I personally think... No, not personally think, but... as the movie progresses, when you see the kid at the end try to kill the guy that's tortured him...
Mm-hmm.
And Deadpool sacrifices himself because he has this mutant blocking collar on.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets shot by Cable to prevent the kid from dying. We find out that the kid stops, and it's the Cable's timeline gets fixed. So yeah, Cable shoots Deadpool by mistake because he's trying to kill the kid. I got a splinter. And Deadpool takes the longest way to die. He was doing
long.
He was paying homage to the Logan death, but he milked it for everything it was worth.
Yeah, he over-milked it, which I guess is the whole Deadpool part, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's an over-milker.
Oh, over-milker.
Just imagine him with 2 titties.
There's a lot of titties and ball jokes in this, too.
Yeah.
I
know, baby, you're tired. I'm tired, too.
However... not to contradict your point, but to say that, what was the kid's name? Russell? If Russell was a bad kid, right?
I'm not saying he's a bad kid. I'm saying I don't know if he's a bad kid or not.
Well, he obviously isn't. He's just very tortured.
He's disturbed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's a bad kid or not.
Because, like, when Cable goes back in time to prevent Deadpool from dying, he puts on the token that he gave Vanessa in the beginning of the movie on
Who's he? I'm asking you to clarify your sentence for our audience because it makes no sense.
I think they can follow me, but Cable put the token that Deadpool gave Vanessa in the beginning of the movie on his lapel. I don't know where he put it. It was like...
Because that sentence just means that Cable put the thing on his own lapel.
They kind of followed me.
Cable put a coin that Deadpool originally gave to Vanessa on Deadpool's lapel.
I just said that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
you were using too many.
We got the tapes. We got the footage. You just rewatch it and you'll see.
What are you gonna try? What are you gonna say? You like to just say the plot.
Fuck. What is the plot? Plot is Cable wants to kill a boy that killed his family, and Deadpool's trying to stop Cable from killing boy.
Yep, because Vanessa told him to.
Because Vanessa told him to.
Who's dead?
But all over this movie.
Still dead.
All over the movie.
Dead.
But Deadpool's sacrifice gets stopped, and he gets saved, basically, because the lead coin stops the bullet. And Russell just goes, okay, I'm cool with it, whatever. I'm good now. Because, why not? He could have took that into a very negative place. It's like, you tricked me, I thought, whatever. You know, but I think it's like, the message is still there, I guess. It's like, I care for you, I'll sacrifice myself for you or something.
I don't think anyone ever put themselves before that kid. So by Deadpool actually showing, because he knows he can't die, right?
Yeah.
Russell knows Deadpool can't die, so by putting on the power suppressing collar and taking a bullet for him, Russell now knows that Deadpool, when he says he cares about him, actually does care about him. That's what that means. Even if he lives in the end, that still showed him that, like, he was willing to take this pain and possibly the possibility of never being able to. Because remember, they say in the beginning that the only thing that takes that shock collar off is a grenade. So it's implied that they can't get it off.
Yeah. But they can. Yeah.
I really have nothing else to add to the movie, though.
Yeah, because
it's very Deadpool. Like it's
this movie is a basic Deadpool story.
Yeah, it's what you expect. It's a fun movie.
To make it even a basicer, that's not even a
more
word.
Basic.
A more basic Deadpool story is remove Vanessa, put Deadpool, and Deadpool's just trying to kill somebody.
Actually, this time he's trying to protect someone.
Yeah, but like
his way to protect is to kill. So.
And there's one Deadpool comic where he wants to be with Lady Death so bad.
Everyone in Marvel's obsessed with Lady Death.
Thanos and Deadpool are the only two.
Which are apparently the only two we've been watching for the past 2-3 movies.
Yeah, I know. Josh Brolin is everywhere. But in that comic, he ends up pissing off the Hulk and kidnaps a school bus filled with children and puts a nuke on it. And he threatens to kill the kids. And Hulk finally catches up to him and beats the shit out of Deadpool to the point he's atomized. Mm-hmm. And he gets to be with Lady Death.
So this is all just to say that this felt exactly this.
It felt exactly like that.
So it's exactly. So, you know.
But he only died for like 3 minutes. It was terrible. He's just like, what the fuck? No. I think he was about to
in the
like
comic.
get it on.
Yeah.
It was like they were in a swimming pool or something.
I mean, he only needs 5 minutes, so.
Yeah. There's a lot of those jokes too.
Yeah, I know.
We got to see Ryan Reynolds' baby dick.
Yes.
That was the funniest scene.
I actually didn't think that was the funniest scene.
I thought that was super funny.
But yeah, obviously this movie's contentious between the two of us. Chris is sick. He's got bronchitis.
Yeah.
Excuse the coughing and the dog. We have a lot going on. Please.
Funny thing is, this movie's actually divided. Not between good or bad. It's which one's better, first one or the second.
Yeah. So let us know what you guys think. Watch the movie. Listen to our podcast. Watch our video on
Comment
YouTube.
Deadpool 1 if you're Team Jen.
Or just say Team
or
Jen.
Deadpool 2 for me.
And then,
Team Chris.
Yeah! Please check out our videos at SuperFunPack.com and at YouTube at SuperFunPack. Like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube, also SuperFunPack. All one word because Chris messed up, so...
Yeah.
I think we're one word now.
Yeah, we've been one word for a bit.
Yeah. So please like, subscribe, comment. We really want to hear from you guys. Let us know what we can improve on. That's all I have to say, actually. Yeah.
We're going to have more stuff coming up soon.
Yeah. I just had to finish my paper.
Yeah. Bye.